Hello and welcome to the Gauge Look, and welcome to our last Radious faction unit overview for the main factions. And this big beautiful bastard is Kroq-Gar, and isn't he Kroq-Gar? In fact, not Kroq-Gar. I was thinking that's the wrong colour. Not Grimlock, I'm so sorry. Sorry, Soulblood. But he is still pretty beautiful, I must admit. I really like him, really like the colouring. Anyway, you probably know how this goes by now. We're going to have a look at most of the added custom units that Radious has added. We're not going to focus too heavily on lore, but we will check out what the units are and the sort of descriptions. For the ones that are just variants of the normal units or variants of ones that I've already read, I'll go through a little bit quicker. Anyway, we start off. These are my favourite units, Lizardmen. How weird is that? These two units here, Skink Great Crests. So let's have a little look at them. They're Skink Great Crests, they've got cool little masks on and stuff, skull masks. They're basically kind of mid-tier skinks. Vanguard deployment, you've got an anti-large and anti-infantry variant. They're aquatic and shielded, but they're really useful. They're fast, they're nippy. I like them. Great Crests, as they are known, are the leaders of many raiding parties, and have become skilled at scouting, tracking, ambushing, and skirmishing. Their skin is more varied in colour than normal skinks, and they are indeed. They look very cool. I do wish there was a skirmishing mechanic in Total War Warhammer 2. Unfortunately, that's not the case, but they are very, very useful, these guys. Okay, Saurus Totem Warriors with spears. When a Saurus Totem Warrior... When a Saurus warrior has killed 20 foes, he is accepted into one of the 3 warrior totems. Eagle, jaguar, or alligator. Now I have a question. Alligator. You don't get alligators in South America, and that's where these guys are supposed to be from. Anyway, armour shielded, anti-large, charged defence against large foes, and predatory senses. These guys are very useful. These are getting close to high tier. They have obviously fire damage, which can be good against regen units, so maybe these are particularly suited against Tomb Kings and Vampire Counts. And they've got pretty good weapon strength as well. Okay, and we have another variant of these guys. They're Saurus Totem Warriors with clubs. Same sort of principle, slightly better melee attack and weapon strength, but obviously no anti-large. And here we go. Sorry, let's have a wee zoom in on these guys. Very cool colouring Radious is done here. And of course there's some great assets for the Lizardmen. Okay, so these are the cohort of the Black Club. These are armoured, shielded, melee expert, frenzy with predatory senses, which can be very useful when you're fighting certain elves. Slightly better than these guys in melee combat with magical damage. Weapon strength is higher, although they're not armour piercing. And of course they have physical resistance of 5%, which is pretty impressive, and magic resistance 10%. I have moved them. In fact, I haven't got this on pause, which is a bit of an issue. the vampire line is charging towards me. Oh, can't quite read them all, but the core of the Black Club has existed. They bore the same black obstinate weapons of the predecessor spikestone clubs, and often inlaid with bands of goals. At the head of the cohort could be found the same two-headed snake totem, a standard that had seen Lizardmen victories upon every continent. Very nice little units, and as I say, getting quite close to the higher tier. Honour Guard of Hexatl, halberds, armour shielded. These are somewhat like the Temple Guards. They also look a little bit like the Temple Guards. Anti-large and charged defence. Oh, very good armour, very good weapon strength, very good melee defence. Let's see what it says. It was only fitting for the most ancient of all living Slan mage priests to be guarded by the eldest spawnings of Temple Guard. Dark scaled with light blue crest. The richly bedecked Honour Guard of Hexatl were always the most stalwart of them, and of their tenacious kind. Sorry, I really struggled to read this size of font. You can tell I wear glasses. Very cool descriptions. These are obviously pulled straight from lore. Very, very cool. And this is another variant. These are the Honour Guard of Hexatl clubs. Just a variant of these guys. Very useful in combat. These. Okay, so they're the main infantry ones. I think you'll agree that these all look very cool. I absolutely love playing Lizardmen, and I play them even more when I play with the Radious mod. So it's always fun. Just like a bit of flavour. Obviously a lot of these units are very similar sort of levels, but I like some flavour. Wow, look at this. Look at... Hello there, Bertie. See if we get a good picture of you. That could very well be the thumbnail. Let's get the mouse out of the way. Wow. Hello, Bertie. Okay. Cold ones are Sotek. Armoured, shielded, anti-infantry, armour-son and predatory. Some actually decent cavalry for the Lizardmen, as they should definitely have. Okay, let's see what it says. Those able to ride cold ones charge headlong into enemy lines, thrashing with crude but effective clubs. Awesome. Simple, just better cavalry. Okay, next cavalry, even better cavalry. Horned one of Itzel, armoured and shielded, anti-large, poison attacks and predatory senses. These have got extraordinarily good armour, poison attacks, web strength. You do not want your large units, even other anti-large units generally, fighting these bad boys. Much rarer than cold ones, these virtually extinct Lizardmen warriors fight with preternatural swiftness that belies their size. Even. Beautiful looking units. Hard to see them on this. I've actually picked a really bright map deliberately because people sometimes consider it too dark. But it's not working too well for this because they're camouflaged. They look awesome. Okay. Moving on to some ranged units. You can see some other guys back here, eh? Don't focus on them. Skink Braves, shielded, armour piercing, vanguard deployment aquatic. Decent armour for what they are. Pretty good weapon damage because they've got the armour sundering and armour piercing on. Bad ammunition, however. But I suppose that's to indicate the fact that they're throwing javelins. Many skinks dwell in the deepest jungles and trackless swamps of Lustria. These Braves are fast, agile and intelligent, although they lack the brute force and aggression of the Saurus. They are good at shooting volleys of arrows or javelins. Arrows, eh? Skinks with arrows. Imagine that. I have some tabletop skinks with arrows. Unfortunately, they didn't exist for this version, I think, when they made it. Skink Braves with blowpipes. Oh, look how cool these guys are. I think these are the skink chiefs, but look how cool they are. Vanguard deployment, poison attack, aquatic and fire whilst moving. Many skinks dwell in the deepest jungles. Okay, these are just the same variant, but they are so cool. Actually, these have got far more utility than these. I'm not sure why you would choose to use the javelins over these. I know they have armour piercing, but with that difference in weapon damage and ammunition, it's just not going to be worth it. Okay, let's have a quick look at the flying units. So there's two variants here, Cohort, armour piercing anti-large ones, and anti-infantry one. They both fire whilst moving, and I believe they were led by Tic-Tac-Toe, Exato's master of the skies, for his steed and those of his formation. Tic-Tac-Toe chose pterodons from Black Sand Cliffs. Those lime green beasts were known to be especially vicious and were trained to carry heavy weights, which they would always drop perfectly on target. There we go. Just a nice extra variant. Again, can do a little bit more flying units from the Lizardmen. Okay, let's take a look at some of the monstrous units. And let's start with you, a living bastion. Really nice texture level here actually. Armoured, armour piercing, causes terror rampage. Fairly similar, but let's see what it says about them. Mighty hulking reptiles, these living bastions are wild and untamed. Better watch out. Lovely. I love a good monster unit running into the zombie horde, so we'll see. Oh, now look how cool these guys. I don't know how well it comes through on YouTube compression, but these guys' textures look so much better than normal. So much better. Don't know what it is. Sotex Croxagors, armoured, anti-infantry, poison, predatory. These guys are monsters as you would expect. A perfect shock troop, smashes into enemy lines, devastating their confidence by inflicting many casualties. Just better Croxagors really, and I like the variation of them. Okay, we have a crested Stegodon, armoured, armoured piercing, anti-large, armour sundering. These mighty savages are armed and armoured by design. Woe betide any being who encroaches on their territory. Awesome. And again, textures are really high quality. Really hope that comes through. And hello. Hello, Jimmy. This is a Talaxtlan Carnosaur, armoured and anti-infantry with rampage. This bad boy. First come the vibrations, next the distant sound of destruction. Finally, carnage unleashed. Good luck. And you know, there is a very good reason that dragons don't exist in Lustria anymore. And you're looking at them. Okay, and as always, wow, they're a little bit closer than normal because I messed up and I didn't have it on pause. That's probably better in some ways though. Let's just have a little look and see what's going to happen. Okay, you guys just come and attack them, and you come and attack them. Okay, probably not going to get too much of charge line here, but let's see what we can find. Let's get my mouse out of the way. Come on now. Monstrous charges. Maybe not. You've stopped for some reason. Decent kill shots. I love the jumping animations. Absolutely brilliant. Okay, I'm not sure what you're doing. Let's see. Look at the damage these guys are doing. Look at this. 39 kills. With Bastion, you're never going to do massive amounts of damage. This is you're going to do. The thing is, these guys will crumble really quickly, quicker than they'll die. And that will make a lot of sense. It's getting Great Class, 24, so it's Totem Warriors. These guys are doing really deep damage. Pretty fast damage, must be said. These guys are ripping it, absolutely ripping it. Look at the damage they're doing. Unbelievable. All in all, very powerful units, great mixture of textures are incredible. So that comes to an end then, guys, of the main faction overviews for Radious. If we get enough use, which I believe we are in this series, we'll probably do some more like the Southern Realms, maybe look at Kislev, some of the other factions. Do let me know in the comments below, and then we'll see what we can do coming up. Anyway, thanks for joining on this series, and I'll see you in the next one.